Right now at noon, jurors continue deliberations in the Derek Chauvin murder trial. And amid the increase in COVID cases in Wisconsin's children, Governor Evers announces a school-based testing initiative.
This is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kent. Thanks for tuning in. Today is the first full day of deliberations in Derek Chauvin's murder trial. Jurors are deciding if the former police officer caused George Floyd's death last May. Michael George has the latest from Minneapolis.
Jurors are looking at 3 weeks of testimony from 45 witnesses to decide if Derek Chauvin murdered George Floyd when he knelt on his neck for more than 9 minutes. The charges are second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter. The defense needs just one juror on its side to force a mistrial.
They're looking for doubt. They are not looking for proof that is going to be on their side. They just want to find a doubt to get a hung jury.
During lengthy closing arguments Monday, the state asked jurors to use common sense and to believe their eyes.
The defendant abandoned his values, abandoned the training, and killed a man.
The defense argued Chauvin only did what any reasonable officer would do and repeated a theory that Floyd died of a heart attack or drug overdose.
Were there other contributing factors that were not the natural result of Mr. Chauvin's acts? The drug ingestion, right? The bad heart, the diseased heart, the hypertension.
Here in downtown, businesses are already boarded up, and Minneapolis schools are switching to virtual learning tomorrow ahead of the verdict. The protests have been peaceful so far, but the city is bracing for the possibility that could change. The president of the NAACP feels like the prosecution made a good case.
The expert witnesses came up and say he was killed because of Derek Chauvin. There is no objecting to that. I don't think anyone objectively looking at that will deny that Derek Chauvin murdered George Floyd.
Chauvin faces up to 40 years in prison if convicted. Michael George, CBS News, Minneapolis.
The 12 jurors are diverse. 6 are people of color. The jury's also on the younger side, most of them younger than 50. Well, the judge in the Chauvin trial says comments made by U.S. Representative Maxine Waters could lead to a verdict being appealed and overturned. The California Democrat was in Brooklyn Center on Saturday and told protesters to get more confrontational if Chauvin is not convicted of murder. Chauvin's defense asked the judge for a mistrial over those comments. Waters later said she was not advocating for violence, but Chauvin's defense argued the comments were threats against the sanctity of the jury process. The Chauvin trial and other cases have brought a new focus on police training and tactics across the country. In Olympia, Washington, police officer Javier Sola is in a new kind of training, even after a decade on the job. The former Marine is practicing de-escalation techniques aimed at showing new recruits and veteran officers sometimes the best step forward can be taking 2 steps back.
If we slow down the pace, that will increase our options. And I believe that if we increase the options, that will decrease the likelihood of either party getting hurt.
Now, the Washington State Criminal Justice Training Commission is incorporating active bystanding training into its class and throughout the curriculum. It's one of the first in the country to require it for all new recruits. The group teaches new officers to take action if they see a colleague violating police policy, that is, or using excessive force, with the goal of avoiding a situation like that of George Floyd. Let's head to the weather center now. Meteorologist Hattie McLean has a look at your first warn forecast. A few flakes of snow fell at the station here this morning.
Yeah, I'm still seeing those flakes flying on our sky camera shot. It's very cloudy outside, and if you look carefully, you'll see some of those snowflakes falling in front of the camera lens here from the station on the west side of town. We're likely seeing quite a few snowflakes elsewhere across the region as well. Weather track showing you, which is satellite and Doppler combined, that skies are cloudy, and we're seeing lots of pop-up light sprinkles or flurries across the area. Now, no major accumulations are expected, but it's going to be a chilly afternoon. Temperatures are once again in the upper 30s and low 40s. We're not going to climb too far today. Low to mid 40s once again across southern Wisconsin. Coming up in Maine weather, we'll talk about our freezing temperatures that are in the forecast for the next couple of nights.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you, Hattie. Police say the gunman that left 8 people dead at a FedEx facility in Indianapolis browsed white supremacist websites a little over a year before the attack. In March of 2020, 2020, Brandon Hull's mother contacted police because she was worried about his behavior after he purchased a gun. She told police he mentioned committing suicide by cop. When police went to his home, they found he had visited white supremacist websites. Investigators are still trying to determine a motive behind the shooting. Of the 8 people killed, 4 were members of the area's Sikh community. Officials say the gunman who killed 3 and injured 3 others in Kenosha County over the weekend started shooting after bumping shoulders with someone in the bar. At a vigil last night, Courtney Stevenson remembered her 28-year-old brother Akeem and the other young men killed at Summers House Tavern.
My brother was took very young. He was very loving, caring, funny, genuine.
You couldn't separate our boys. Like, that was it. And that's the crazy part of the fact that we couldn't separate them in life, and now look, we couldn't even separate them in death.
All 3 victims were friends. Police have arrested a suspect in the case, 24-year-old Rakeo Vizin. They do not believe he knew the victims before the night he encountered them. To our COVID-19 headlines now, a group of pediatricians and other members of the medical community are calling on the public to double down in their efforts to stop the spread. They pointed to a concerning rise in cases among young people. According to UW Health, over the past few weeks, Wisconsin has seen more cases in people under the age of 18 than any other age group. Officials are investigating nearly 470 potential outbreaks in educational settings. Health officials say the lack of vaccines approved for children, combined with the prevalence of more contagious COVID-19 variants, is helping fuel those outbreaks in schools. New at noon, Governor Evers and DHS officials have announced the state has received more than $175 million in federal funding to develop a program to support school-based COVID-19 testing. Those tests would be available to teachers, staff, and students. According to DHS, a survey went out to school districts and private schools last week to gather input on what kind of testing programs would best suit their needs. Experts at the agency that regulates drugs for the European Union say they found a, quote, possible link between the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine and the very rare blood clots. The agency said a warning about the very unusual blood clots should be added to the vaccine's label, and that these rare blood disorders should be considered as very rare side effects of the vaccine. Wisconsin volleyball is moving on to the Final Four. The top-seeded Badgers beat the 8th-seeded Florida Gators last night in Omaha, Nebraska. Senior Molly Haggerty continued to be a star for the team with 17 kills. Dana Retke added 16 kills. It's the team's 4th appearance at the NCAA Nationals semifinals. They'll play Texas on Thursday at 7:30. You can watch it on ESPN. The new restaurant at the American Family Field will be reopening next month. The restaurant, to be named later, will reopen 7 days a week starting on Monday, May 3rd. The restaurant will be open on game days and non-game days and features Wisconsin favorites with twists on classic food and beverage offerings. The restaurant also includes a variety of ticket packages for game day. Options include incredible views from the outdoor tables on the home run porch and the bullpen porch. Customers will also be required to wear masks except when seated. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. A major tobacco company suffers a drop on Wall Street after reports that President Biden could require reduced levels of nicotine in cigarettes. That story is coming up.
Do you suffer from ED? Did you know there could be a way to relieve ED without harmful medications, needles, or surgery? Peak Performance for Men is here to help. Click or call now to treat your ED. And remember, our results make the difference.
If your home's roof is showing its age or has storm damage, here's a great offer. Get a brand new, top-of-the-line GAF roof with a 50-year warranty and save now. Hi, I'm Andrew Larson, owner of Larson Home Services. GAF asphalt shingles are the best, and my team has earned Master Elite status with GAF. Order now and get free installation labor, free financing for a year, and get a $100 Visa gift card. Call to set up your free estimate today.
It's spring, the perfect time to update your home. And right now, during Steinhoffel's Room Design Event, you can save 35 to 50% on all the latest styles and trends. And with Steinhoffel's Decorating Solutions, our designers will help make refreshing your home a breeze. Steinhoffel's has the largest selection of in-stock furniture and mattresses, all under one roof. The Room Design Event, only at Steinhoffel's and steinhoffels.com.
More Americans are growing their own vegetables than ever before. At Garden Mats, we're here to help people supplement their food supply with fresh, organic vegetables. Whether you are a beginner, novice, or master gardener, Garden Mats make gardening a breeze. Spend your summers trying to keep up with each other, not your weeds. Go to gardenmats.com and plan your garden today.
Hello, I'm Roman Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. As a locally owned and operated funeral home, it's important to know that not all funeral homes are the same. Some other Madison area funeral homes are actually owned by corporations based outside of the United States. A corporately owned funeral home is focused on the bottom line, making services more costly. We have served local families for more than 80 years, and our priority is investing in the community and your family. In your time of need, Ryan Funeral Homes are here for you.
My mom was a bank teller, but her hands were so crippled by arthritis she could no longer do her job. She applied for Social Security disability benefits. Like most people, my mom was denied. I'm attorney Don Becker. Don't be embarrassed and don't give up. My mom appealed. You can too. Disability law is all we do.
Call the Becker Law Office, 1-800-254-7766.
If the reports are true, major new regulations could hit cigarette makers hard. According to a Wall Street Journal report, the Biden administration is considering mandating that cigarette makers reduce the level of nicotine in their products. They reportedly want the nicotine levels dropped to the point that they would no longer be addictive. Shares of the tobacco giant Altria Group plunged Monday after the report. The Altria Group was formerly known as Philip Morris. Venmo is getting in on the cryptocurrency craze. Customers can now buy, hold, and sell cryptocurrency directly in the digital payments app. They just need $1 to get started, and that can come from existing funds within Venmo or a linked bank account or debit card. Customers are able to choose between 4 types of cryptocurrency. The new feature also comes with guides on how the cryptocurrency works. Apple is hosting its first product event of 2021 today. The event, with the tagline Spring Loaded, will likely focus on new iPads along with a product that's been years in the making. The rumor mill is buzzing with the potential debut of AirTag. It's a tile-like Bluetooth locator that attaches to and helps you find items such as keys, wallets, laptops, or even your car. The virtual event just kicked off at noon on Apple's website, YouTube, and Apple TV. Well, giants in healthcare and household goods tout quarterly profits and rebranding routine tasks as the new peak of the week. Diane King Hall has your Money Watch report.
Johnson & Johnson is out with its quarterly report card today. The company says first quarter profit totaled $6.2 billion. That was better than expected. J&J also reported $100 million in sales from its coronavirus vaccine, but that was paused last week due to reports of rare blood clots. A cleaning spree that has swept across America helped Procter & Gamble's bottom line. The parent company of consumer brands Tide, Dawn, and Pampers says profit totaled $3.27 billion. Consumers continue to stock up on household goods like detergent and toilet paper. Apple says it reached a deal to reinstate Parler. The social network favored by supporters of former President Trump says it will be back on Apple devices starting next week. The iPhone maker says the conservative social network has pledged to make significant changes to how it moderates content. And making the most of the mundane. A new OnePoll survey shows that nearly a third of people say daily chores like laundry have morphed into personal thrills. 44% get their kicks from grocery shopping, and 35% get a rush when filling up their gas tank. But when it comes to a bigger thrill like a vacation, a majority of Americans say they'll make their next trip the longest of their lives. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Diane King Hall.
Diane, thank you. Let's check Wall Street. The Dow Industrial is down 229 points. The NASDAQ off 127. The S&P 500 down 28. Well, still to come at noon, very chilly today with possible showers, maybe a flake or two. Then chances for frost and a hard freeze tonight. Patty will have the details in your first warm forecast next.
Tonight on CBS, it's a night of suspense, beginning with NCIS, followed by FBI and FBI Most Wanted. Then get a complete wrap-up of the day's news on News 3 Now at 10.
McGann Furniture in Baraboo reminds you to be sure to ask about delivery options when shopping for new furniture. Because every store is different. Some stores have very specific restrictions, while others charge you an arm and a leg. At McGann's, we take pride in our skilled delivery team, and in most cases, delivery is free. And remember, at McGann's, we don't inflate prices only to mark them down for a sale. Stop in today and discover the difference. You'll be glad you did. McGann Furniture, downtown Baraboo.
Do you suffer from chronic or severe back or neck pain? Did you know that there is now a treatment method available right here at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center that offers hope of avoiding spinal surgery for those suffering with bulging, herniated, or degenerative discs? Our therapies help reduce pain related to these conditions and have a high success rate in helping people just like you avoid back or neck surgery.
I've experienced low back pain for over 15 years. I had back surgery when I was 26 and had difficulties recovering. The doctors at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center have given me a new lease on life. I am now able to enjoy an active, pain-free lifestyle.
Call Midwest Spine and Nerve Center now to schedule a no-obligation consultation to see if our progressive pain-relieving therapies are right for you.
On News 3 Now this morning, how a local school bus company is working to find more drivers.
And Chris Reese will let us know when we might see some warmer spring weather. We'll see you starting at 4:30 on News 3 Now this morning.
Wake up every morning with Chris Reese and his Plan Your Day forecast, designed to help you plan your day before you walk out the door. Plan Your Day with Chris, weekday mornings starting at 4:30 a.m. only on News 3 Now this morning. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check in now with Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report on this chilly Tuesday. The weather is concerned for farmers with the hard freeze coming?
Oh, yeah, especially if you're an apple grower, if you're up in Door County with the cherries. Any of the fruit trees are really going to be unprotected with this kind of sub-zero weather, or freezing weather that's coming through. So I know my mind as a farm broadcaster is with those folks, because once you freeze off those buds, you're done for the year. So it's a story developing. For the rest of Wisconsin, though, you've always got go-getters. The latest crop progress report was out yesterday afternoon, and believe it or not, even with our cold weather and our cool soil, 1% of Wisconsin corn is in the ground. That's about the same as last year at this time. There's always a group of go-getters in southern Wisconsin that want to give it a shot anyhow. As far as our other crops, 29% of oats are in the ground, 15% of our potatoes have already been planted, 84% of our winter wheat looks good to excellent. That's a big jump in confidence in a week's time, and 30% of spring tillage already complete. 62% of our pastures were rated good to excellent. Hopefully this cold snap is not going to impact the quality of that situation. One story that's really driving our markets up today is discussion overnight. Brazil has announced that they are going to be removing import tariffs on corn and soybeans. So basically, Brazil, which is considered an exporting company, is now opening the door to become an importing country. That really puts a different spin on the markets, and it also draws into question just how much corn and soybeans do we have on hand. And if Brazil is needing to import, who's going to fill the world needs in places like China and elsewhere? That is a big question the market's working working with, and you're seeing premiums as far as corn and soybeans are concerned for today. Dairy is waiting on tomorrow's milk production figures. I'll have those for you, hopefully. Barrel cheese up 6 1/4 today at $1.80 1/2. 40-pound block cheese was unchanged at $1.79 3/4. AA butter, perhaps because of some of the details we're getting on the dairy donation program, dropped 7 1/4 today to $1.79 3/4 per pound. But that story out of Brazil, Mark, is going to play in the market for a while. Normally, the world counts on them to be the supplier of corn and soybeans at this time of the year. Well, we're just getting started. If they're already looking elsewhere for supplies, tells you something about the world situation right now.
Not good. All right, stay warm.
Yes.
Thanks, Pam. Here's Hattie now with a look at that forecast.
And it is pretty chilly outside. Take a look at our current conditions. It's cloudy here in Madison and across all of southern Wisconsin. We're 38 degrees, haven't even broken 40 yet. Winds are calm, so not much of a wind chill just right now at the airports, but there is a wind chill generally this afternoon across southern Wisconsin. Take a look at Doppler track and you will see some scattered snow showers and sprinkles that have popped up just within the last couple of hours. The air is rather unstable, so we'll see these popcorn type showers and flurries continue through the afternoon. No real accumulation is expected, but again, don't be surprised if you see a flurry. The accumulating snow stayed to our south, and you can see it now exiting the Chicago area at the lunch hour. Again, still cold air in place aloft, and all levels of the atmosphere, though, is creating that instability. Frost advisories and freeze warnings. Well, it's a freeze warning for parts of northern Illinois, parts of Iowa as well. No warnings or advisories here for southern Wisconsin, but we are going to see freezing conditions as well. Take a look at our low temperature trend, and it's the next couple of nights that you need to worry about. Temperatures will drop to 27 tonight and 28 tomorrow night. So those 2 nights, freezing conditions. After that, temperatures moderate, and into next week, we have a nice warm up in the forecast. Take a look at our current temperatures, though. 38, as we mentioned here in Madison. There are a few 40s on the map. Janesville's at 41, 42 in Lone Rock, and even 43 in Boscobel. But elsewhere, temperatures are pretty darn chilly for this time in April. Winds are light, mainly 5 to 10 miles an hour, so not a huge wind chill factor. But with temperatures like this, it doesn't take much. Wind speeds will again stay fairly light through the afternoon. So here's a look at our future track wind chill forecast. Wind chills are going to be feeling in the mid to upper 30s as we go through the afternoon. If you have outdoor practices or sporting events later today, it'll feel like right around 40 degrees at 4 p.m. Wind chills then drop back into the 30s for the remainder of the evening. So very chilly conditions. Our forecast for the rest of today calls for high temperatures only in the low to mid 40s. Again, these widely scattered sprinkles and flurries will be possible through the rest of today, right into the evening hours. Even tomorrow, same sort of scenario developing. The chance for a few light sprinkles or snow showers as we go through the afternoon. Otherwise, things should begin to wind down and will start to dry out by later on Wednesday. That's good news. We're going to start to see a little bit of a pattern shift. Temperatures will warm up. We'll get some sunshine back in here on Thursday. Look for highs in the mid 50s. Staying pretty steady through the weekend. Relatively quiet. There will be slight chances for some rain showers on Friday and on Saturday. Overall, though, more comfortable with those temperatures topping in the 50s. And then a nice warm up into next week. Believe it or not, we do have one day in the 70s. That's a little bit above normal. But, Mark, we should be hitting highs in the low 60s as we close out the month of April.
April's a cruel month.
It certainly is, but it's almost over.
It's almost over. All right, Addie. Thank you. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
If you've walked down the snack aisle of any grocery store in the last 85 years, you've probably either put these in your cart or you have incredible willpower. Any idea as to what I'm talking about?
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Has your home's roof seen better days? Does it have some storm damage? If it's time for a replacement, don't settle for less than the best roof and the best deal. Hi, I'm Andrew Larson, owner of Larson Home Services. My team has earned GAF's exclusive Master Elite status, achieved by only 3% of the contractors in the U.S. That's your assurance that you're dealing with a dependable, professional contractor, and we take very good care of our customers.
The whole process was amazingly simple and easy. my wife, which is important to keep happy. My wife was happy with the whole process. It was very easy, seamless, and it was just a no-brainer to, have it all done.
And your new GAF roof will have a 50-year warranty. It's the last roof you'll ever buy. Order now and save. Get free installation labor, free financing for a year, and get a $100 Visa gift card. Call to set up your free estimate today.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family cool this summer,
let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
In Madison, contact Heating and Cooling Incorporated to maximize your comfort and energy savings, whatever the season.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here to help.
Aren't you tired of being tired? Shop Denver Mattress today and get all the Z's you need. And during the biggest sale of the season, check out the Summit Firm. Easy on the wallet for only $229.99. Save big on the Doctor's Choice Firm, now just $569.99. Or get a free $300 gift when you purchase a new Tempur-Pedic. Plus 4 years no interest and free shipping right to your door. Say goodbye to tossing and turning and hello to a better night's sleep. Only at Denver Mattress.
If you've walked down the snack aisle of any grocery store in the last 85 years, you've probably either put these in your shopping cart or you have incredible willpower. Any idea as to what I'm talking about? If you guessed Twinkies, then you're right. As a matter of fact, every year we consume more than 500 million of these cream-filled treats. And because many of you have asked us if we have a recipe for homemade ones, we whipped one up. The first thing we do is combine a box of cake mix with some egg whites, water, a splash of vanilla, and a little lemon zest. Then give it a good mix. Now, rather than baking these in the traditional oval shape, we're going to bake ours in muffin tins. After these bake and cool, we take an apple core or a paring knife and remove the center of each cupcake. Then we fill each one with a homemade frosting. We finish these off with a bit more frosting, and there you have it, a homemade twist on an American icon. Between the light as can be cupcake and the lick your lips clean frosting, you can't miss. To get the recipe for what we call Twinkie cupcakes, simply visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a surprise in every bite kind of way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Well, Hattie, you have a project for this afternoon.
I guess not
Homemade
gonna lie,
Twinkies.
I'm a little hungry right now after seeing that. Let's start with a view from the zoo. If you're headed to the zoo this afternoon, it's nap time again for the polar bears. They are not moving anywhere fast this afternoon. Maybe a few snowflakes falling as well if you're headed outside, so plan on a chilly afternoon. Take a look at Doppler track. Those scattered snow showers and flurries and sprinkles, pretty common here across southern Wisconsin this afternoon, so expect to see that continue. 38 is our temperature right now. It's actually a little warmer in La Crosse and Eau Claire. Temperatures are only going to climb a few degrees, though, into the low to mid 40s. Another chilly day tomorrow with temperatures climbing only to 45 here in Madison. We are going to warm up, though, after tomorrow.
All right. Thank you, Hattie. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you back here. Oh, they're moving. See you back here at 4 o'clock.